Hey everybody, this is Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who comes by and supports my page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you all can please press the like or dislike button and subscribe, comment, or even email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns. My email is always going to be in the description box. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey guys, it's Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. So I had to jump in real quick and give this message. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you for showing support and being concerned about the injustices that Black women and children face every day in the United States. I really do appreciate your support. You don't know how much that means to me, especially because I myself am a Black woman. I'd also like to put this quick disclaimer out there. Do not come to my page victim shaming or blaming. You will be immediately blocked for that. I do not tolerate it. There is no need for it. And I'm pretty sure you knew what you were saying in the comment before you posted it. So be respectful. Many of the victims, their families come back and they visit this page. I am their advocate. This is their safe space. No disrespect will be tolerated. You all have a good day. I'm going to let you go back into the commentary. Every 5.5 hours in the United States of America, a Black woman or child is murdered. Stop killing Black women. Stop killing Black children. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware, back with another case out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So this case had a lot of speculation around it because when it was first released, there was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of different allegations going on around it. We are going to discuss what I have come across so far, and if anything else comes up about the case, I am going to release an updated video for you guys. Let's get into reading this article. Police in Tulsa, Oklahoma fatally unalived a naked man as he escorted and unalived a woman outside an apartment complex, authorities said. Officers investigating reports of a naked man firing a weapon in the area found Dwayne Jackson with a rifle outside the complex, according to Captain Richard Muhlenberg. Muhlenberg said those two women have been identified as this young lady here who is now passed away and Jackson's mother. Okay, that's who those two women were. Said the two women were trying to calm Jackson, with one standing between him and the police. This time we are not sure which woman was standing between the officers and the cops, whether it was the mother or the girlfriend. We don't know. She was saying, don't S-word him. Don't S-word him. You'll have to S-word me first. Don't hurt him. I'm using hurt as a substitute for another word. I'm trying to watch my mouth in these YouTube streets because the bots and the algorithm, don't like certain terms. So she was saying, don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. You will have to hurt me first. As officers approached him, Muhlenberg said, according to witnesses, the mother was the other woman who was shouting at the officers. The mother was the other woman that was shouting at the officers. So we still don't know if the girlfriend was shouting as well. Okay. It says she was the other woman that was shouting out the officers. So it's a possibility that the girlfriend was shouting out the officers as well. Literally in the blink of an eye, he pointed the weapon at the woman and shot her point blank in the chest. So they're yelling at these officers. Okay, the officers came on the scene to obviously de-escalate the situation. Mother and girlfriend allegedly are yelling at these officers. And the guy, the naked man, Jackson, takes his weapon and fires at the girlfriend and hits her in the chest. Okay, so that's what's happening so far. The two officers then opened fire, striking Jackson, and both he and the woman were taken to the hospital where they were pronounced unalived on arrival. According to Muhlenberg, police believe Jackson had been dating the woman. Muhlenberg said the other woman at the scene was his mother. Muhlenberg said there were no other injuries and that it is not known yet how many rounds Jackson fired before the officers arrived, but that numerous shell cases were found at the scene. Both officers are on paid leave, so they basically on vacation. Pending an investigation into the shooting, their names have not been released. I feel like if this article and everything they're saying in the article is correct, then the officers are not in the wrong. You know, obviously he was running around deranged with a weapon. They could have got hurt. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, y'all, police officers and nurses and everything, we know what we signed up for when we get in these positions. But don't deny it. Don't nobody want to go to work one day and be faced with the possibility of not making it home to their family. I know it's a possibility that you go into these fields and you might not come back to your family. We understand that, but the majority of us, we don't want to go to work and not come home, you know. So they had every right. If this article is truthful and factual up to this point, they had every right to return fire. Okay, and this article has been edited. It said the article has been updated due to family and friends stating that it was not the victim, but the perpetrator's mother who stated to the officers that they would have to S-word her or hurt her first before they hurted him. Okay, so this young lady, Rekia Crawford, was unalived at the scene by Jackson, not by the police. I'm still wondering what happened. You know, they said he was dating this woman. I don't know if she was, you know, because sometimes you get in a relationship with these guys and they have some mental things going on that you don't learn about until later on. You know what I'm saying? Until they start getting comfortable with you. I have worked with a lot of mental illness patients, and sometimes their demons don't come out until later on down the line. Okay. You really don't see them until later on down the line. These people living with a mental disability while it's very different from physical disabilities, the one thing that I noticed that the two different types of disabilities they have in common is a person with a mental illness who is still in their right mind, because that is possible. You can have a person who has a mental illness who is still in their right mind. Person with a mental illness but who still has their right mind, they know how to manipulate people, and they know how to do it very well. Okay? They know how to do it very, very well. Okay? And they know how to hide those demons and shut them up and put them in closets until later on. You know, let's not deny that. After 10 years of working with people with mental disabilities, I have come to understand. And they know how to manipulate the public, because they know the public is ignorant to how people with mental disabilities function. They know that. They understand that. So if you see somebody and they have a mental disability, you know, yeah, of course, respect that person like you would any other person. But some of them, not all, some of them will use their disability as a manipulative tactic to, you know, try to either get you to do something for them or get something out of you. You know, the people that I used to work with who claimed to have mental disabilities were the pedophiles. I worked with a lot of pedophiles. Pedophiles are they slick as oil, and you literally cannot let nothing get past them. Okay, so I'm wondering if he had mental issues since he was outside naked, or if he was under the influence of something. I'm wondering what happened that made him unalive this young woman. That's what I'm wondering. You know, what happened? What got it to that point? And why didn't anybody keep a weapon away from him? Why was his mother, you know what I'm saying? I understand, I'm a mother as well. You don't want your child hurt, but come on now, especially, you know, black people. We know when them coppers come on deck and we got anything that even look like a weapon. It's been black women and men who have died dealing with police officers, and they didn't have no weapon. They just had wallets and cell phones. Okay? So, you know, when them coppers come on board and you got anything that look like a weapon, they not asking no questions for us. They not going to de-escalate it like they do with their people. They straight, you know, gunshot to the head. They ain't taking no breaks with us. They not giving no grace, no mercy, right? So I'm wondering, you know, if like mom was so quick to protect her son, the best thing, and I have a son, I tell y'all that all the time, I have a son. If my son, I know he got mental disabilities. One thing that nobody can ever come to me and tell me is wrong as a mother is when you know your kids, you know your kids. You know what their triggers is. You know what pisses them off. You know what escalates them and things like this. So if I'm in the presence of my son and he has a mental, like him and his girlfriend have a falling out, one, I'm staying out of it because both of them are grown. But if I know my son has a mental illness and he is in the proximity of a dangerous weapon, I'm going to first, before I even try to get them to de-escalate and, hey, calm down, y'all talk it out or whatever, or go somewhere else with that shit, I'm going to hide that weapon. I'm not going to let him get a hold of that weapon. Obviously, because I have this page, y'all know I don't support domestic violence, abuse against women and children. I do not support that, right? But I'm just wondering, like, because this was a big weapon. This wasn't just a hand weapon. Y'all know what I'm trying to say? This was a big weapon. It wasn't a regular weapon that you can conceal and carry. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering why or how he got a hold of that weapon. And, you know, because I'm kind of irritated with the mother that she, like, once the cops showed up, you like, hey, you know, before you hurt him, you're going to have to hurt me. I get it as a mother, but at the same time as a mother, because I know the situation with the police and black people, I'm going to get that weapon away from him. He ain't going to have no weapon. And when the police get there, I'm going to tell him, hey, he has some type of mental breakdown. He needs to be evaluated. He out here ass naked, acting a fool. You know, he needs to be locked up and put in a mental institution to get a mental evaluation. I'm going to make sure he ain't got no gun. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering why or how he got this gun. You know, and I'm wondering, like, okay, mom, you don't want anybody hurt him. I understand that. As another mother, I understand that. But why didn't you try to de-escalate it before it got to 10? Why didn't you try to de-escalate it before it got there? When it was at 2, you know, like, was you just showing up or something? I'm not blaming mom for this situation because this is a grown man. You know, at this time, it's no proof that he suffered with mental disabilities or anything like that. You know, as grown people, we have to be able to control our emotions and manage our anger and stuff by ourselves. It's no problem with being angry. Being angry is, being angry is not a sin. It's not wrong to be angry. You can be angry. It's what you do with your anger that causes the issues. Now somebody gone because this man, you know, and this is my own theory. I feel like he went unchecked. He went unchecked, you know, and for him to unalive this young woman in front of the police, that means he gave no fucks. He was probably trying to grow out in, you know, great balls of glory or whatever they call it when they, a suspect, like when they stand off with the police and they brandish a weapon and they start trying to, you know, fire at the police and all that. They trying to go out in glory. They trying to go out like that. Some people purposely do that so the cops can fire back and take them out. You know, I don't really know the situation at this point. Obviously, you know, I'm just giving my theories. I'm going to be keeping up with the story. To the family of Rekia Crawford, you know, I send my condolences and my well wishes and my prayers. She definitely did not deserve to go out like that. I'm thinking maybe they had an argument. Rekia, you know, if she was his significant other at that time, she probably was well aware of how crazy this man acts when he gets angry and probably was trying to do herself a favor and call the police. You know what I'm saying? Call the police before it could get any worse. You know, if they were outside and he was outside with her naked, he probably chased her out there. She was probably trying to get away, you know, and he grabbed that weapon and she probably, I don't know what happened. This is my theory, y'all. Y'all gotta understand, I'm going off a theory. So I'm thinking she, you know, or somebody called the police seeing him running around naked and it just escalated. You know what I'm saying? And it's too bad because she's gone now, you know, and for somebody to be crazy enough to take her out in front of the police, Y'all can't nobody tell me that man wasn't crazy. It's a difference between having a medical mental disability and being stark raving mad. Okay, it's a difference. It is a huge difference. And I don't care what nobody say. I done worked with too many people with mental disabilities, and I know the difference. I know the difference from being in the contact with an angry, demonic person versus being in contact with somebody who's trying to lead a normal life, yet they just have a mental disability. They have moments where they might hallucinate and see shit due to schizophrenia. They have moments where, you know, they mood might change a little bit. They might get a little angry because of their bipolarism and stuff like that. That is different from somebody doing something like this. And I hope and pray in the future with the judicial system and criminal law and all of that they begin to separate demonic people and crazy people from people with actual real mental disabilities. Okay? Because people with actual real mental disabilities, you know, a lot of times when these criminals, they claim, oh, well, I'm crazy. I got a mental disabilities. A lot of times, y'all, these people don't be crazy. They be knowing full and well what they doing. They just don't want to pay for their crime, and they'll lie and say they have something wrong with them so they can get off. Mental, you know, and a lot of these suspects who do that stuff, they do the crime and hide the weapons, try to hide the body and all this other kind of stuff. People with mental disabilities don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I have worked with these people for a long time, for years on years on years. People with mental disabilities don't do that. When they do stuff, they might sneak, like, you know, I've had clients sneak and have intercourse. I've had them do stuff like that. I've had them sneak and steal money. Yeah, they do stuff like that, but they don't try to hide their hand or sneak. You know what I'm saying? They don't try to hide the evidence. They sneak because they know if they see you, yeah, you're going to try to stop them. But they don't sneak, and after the crime is done or the bad behavior is done, they don't try to hide the evidence. That's how you know you're dealing with a mental motherfucker, because a mental motherfucker, no disrespect to people with mental disabilities, because I do cuss sometimes on this channel, but a person with a mental disability is not going to, you know, throw a rock and hide their hand. They don't know how to hide their hand. They don't know that, hey, you know, the police gonna come, and so I need to hide this and hide that. You know what I'm saying? Some people with mental disabilities do know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Some people with mental disabilities, they do know the difference. They just work around their disability. Some of them go in and out. Some of them do have a right mind. You know what I'm saying? It's a very complex subject, and unless you worked with the field, you're in the field, you're not going to understand it. Maybe one day I could come on here and try to break it down to y'all a lot more than what I am now, or a lot better, in a lot of better detail, because I've worked with all the different kinds. I've worked with people who are raging demons and just stark raving mad crazy. I've worked with people who have disabilities, know the difference between right and wrong, but they just have a mental disability. And I work with people who have mental disabilities, don't know the difference between right and wrong, and you know they don't, because they leave their evidence everywhere. Oh, I know Jane Doe was up in there, you know, taking a few dollars again, trying to buy snacks that she ain't supposed to have because she's type 2 diabetic. I know she was in there because Jane Doe left her cash box open. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff people with mental disabilities do. People in their right mind with mental disabilities, that's where manipulation comes in. They might try to manipulate you. You know what I'm saying? That narcissism and all that stuff comes out. That's the middle group. The other group, the demons, the raging mad demons, these people are just crazy, and they're going around and they're spreading evil and hatred, and they really don't have a strict control over their emotions. And this is the only way that they know how to express themselves. Not giving this guy an out. That's not what I'm doing. I'm saying basically he was probably in his right mind and knew full and well what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's my theory. I don't know that to be fact. This is all alleged at this point. At the end of the day, what I do know that is fact is this woman was unalived in front of the police. She's no longer here. And, you know, it has to stop. This is every 5.5 hours with black women and black children. Y'all think about that. You know, every day that I get up and I do these articles, I have to think like the women that I come in contact every day, the black women that I come in contact with every day. Because if we dying every 5.5 hours, that means about 4 of us is dying a day. You know what I'm saying? Every time I come in contact with a black woman, I be wondering like, okay, which out of all 4 or out of 5 of us, who is it gonna be today? What 4 of us is it gonna be today? Y'all know? So, and it's sad. And since I've left my home city and state, so far about 4 black women that I grew up with and knew personally. One of them was a part of the LGBTQ community, you know, and I only bring that up because sis used to hit on me all the time, but I'm straight, basically. I'm straight. And I remember me and her, we were cool, but we actually got into it because she used to hit on me all the time, right? And I went on one of the websites where I find these articles, and I saw her picture, and I mean, it just stung me. I was just sitting up there stunned. I couldn't believe it. Because even though we had that issue with her coming at me sideways, and like after a while, of course, she stopped trying because she realized I'm not DL. I'm not on the DL, and I'm not into like other women. Other women can't do anything for me, right? So after a while, she did stop trying. I had to check her a few times, but as the years passed, she began to be cool, you know, a cool person. You know, I thought she was cool. I really didn't know her that well. I didn't hang around her that well, that much, or rather. But to see her picture on that list with the other black women, it just stunned me. It always hits different when it's close to home. You know what I'm saying? It's getting to the point where we have to stop talking about it, and we have to really be bold as black women and stand up for ourselves and advocate for ourselves. Stop wasting our energy advocating for men who are destroying us on a daily basis. We have to get past the point of talking. I've been in contact with Black Femicide. I'm still waiting for them to get back to me with a flyer for the march that's coming up in August in Washington, D.C. I really want to go to that. But past marches and protests, I want to get laws enacted. I want to do shit that's actually going to change shit. Because let's be honest, when people rally and march, yeah, they see you might make the news or whatever, but after that they bury that shit and they move on with their fucking lives. And I'm tired of that. As long as it ain't them, they don't care. This woman is dead and gone, and she's added to my list. I appreciate the people who've been sticking with Black Women Aware and support Black Women Aware, and y'all send me encouraging messages, because it do be days that I be wanting to say, fuck this channel. Don't nobody give a fuck about us. My views show it, that don't nobody give a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody care. And it be days that I just be want to cancel this channel and focus on the other gifts and talents that I want to do. And I promise y'all, I don't know if it be God, I don't know what it is, but literally the minute I say that, one of y'all hit me up in by email, or one of y'all leave an encouraging message, Candace, keep going. You know what I'm saying? People will hit me up right at that moment as I'm feeling so discouraged, and I be like, man, I don't even want to continue this no more, because don't nobody care. And I put so much work into this channel, even though it's small. Y'all don't know what it takes to get these videos up and get the message out there and push the message, only to come back and not to say that I'm not grateful for the views that I do get, because I am, but don't nobody care. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much more clear I can make myself. You know what I'm saying? That shit gets discouraging. But a big ups to my viewers who do, you know what I'm saying, hit me up. It's almost like y'all are prophetic, because they'll hit me up, you know what I mean, right as I'm feeling the blues. BB Gaines is one of them. I don't know if she still watches, but she used to hit me up on a regular. Like, hey, I appreciate what you doing. Keep going. I had another young lady. Let me see if I can find her name, because she recently started hitting me up like, hey, Candace, keep your head up. You're doing a really good job with this channel. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to her as well. I want to shout her out once I find her name. Because it does, y'all. It gets frustrating sometimes when you're doing these videos and it seems like nobody cares. It seems like nobody really is watching and paying attention. Like my channel, you know, if y'all thinking that I'm mad about money, my channel currently is not monetized. Black Women Aware is not monetized. I didn't, you know what I'm saying, no disrespect to the ladies over there at Black Femicide, but I did not ask them for money to advertise that march. I wanted to advertise that march because I feel like more Black women need to know about that and show up and support it. Maybe if you march, maybe we do have to start with a march or a rally for Black women and girls that are being unalived every 5.5 hours in the United States. Because maybe if we start with that march, maybe it'll encourage us to go on and get laws changed. They got the Asian hate law. You know what I'm saying? They got that stuff. Why don't we have some stuff? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we have some stuff for Black women and girls? We always out here like it's been a slew of videos talking about Toby did. Hell, I'm gonna be honest. I even did 2 videos talking about Toby dude because I was upset at the audacity of this nigga and his family to want us to advocate for him after he done dogged and dragged women through the mud most of his adult motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? But I got to thinking, Black women have all this energy and this knowledge and this strength to advocate for niggas who don't give a fuck about us. Why ain't we advocating for each other? We gotta stop coming. Please don't come on Black Women Aware and keep looking at these women's cases if you're not going to share, comment, like. And it's not for my benefit. It's for the benefit of these women. It's for the benefit of these women to push their stories so they're not buried or forgotten. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe just like Toby do, your karma will come back on you. I'm not wishing bad karma on you like he got, but good karma. Maybe what you did in this life, God forbid, if something happens to you, that karma will come back when you're no longer here to advocate for yourself. And God will place people in a position to push your story because you push somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Miss Callie Scorpio. Miss Callie, your messages was coming to me right on time, Miss Callie. Miss Callie said in one of my videos, I really appreciate your content. As a Black woman, I salute you. You are doing a great job with this content. Miss Callie, that message and the other messages that you have shared on my page have been so uplifting. Especially because the minute you were posting and commenting on my page, Miss Callie Scorpio, those were the times where I was real close to saying, fuck it, I'm not doing Black Women Aware no more. Because nobody gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then I would look on my YouTube studio and boom, I got a message from somebody saying, God damn it, keep going. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate those. Y'all be safe, be alert, and be aware. I'm going to side off. Y'all, please keep your eyes open. Whatever you can do to help another Black woman or child out there, do it. Pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? Every time I go out the house, I try to uplift other Black women. I don't give a fuck what it is. It can be something small. I seen a beautiful Black woman. And sometimes I like to hone in on darker skinned women, because I noticed that with the colorism, darker skinned women always getting degraded. Not saying all Black women don't get degraded, because we do. But darker skinned women tend to have it a little bit harder, you know? So when I especially see them, like I seen a lady in the shoe store the other day, minding her business, trying on some heels. I didn't know her from a hole in the wall, but I sure did. I went up to her. I was like, girl, them heels is banging. They work well with your skin complexion. You know, just start talking. And me and her got to talking like we had known each other our whole lives. But I made sure to walk away and leave her alone back to her business. And why I did that is because I came just to be a blessing and give you a blessing. And then I just want to move on with my life and let you keep enjoying yours. You know what I'm saying? One time I did that, y'all. The young girl that I did that to, and I'm going to try to find the screenshot because I screenshotted it. I had shared the testimony on my Facebook page. But this young lady, she was dark, beautiful girl, y'all. Beautiful. Dark-skinned young lady. very tall for her age. She wasn't nothing but 15, but at the time I did not know she was 15. So like I did this other woman in the mall, I went up to her and I was like, you are looking so beautiful. Your skin is glowing. Your outfit was, you know, her outfit was the bomb, y'all. That little girl, I mean, I like when black women show their personalities with their outfits, and their outfits are kind of authentic. And, you know, I just love that, you know. And so like the other woman, I left her alone so she could go and continue living her life in her, you know, enjoy her shine or whatever. And I went back to, you know, grocery shopping. You know what I'm saying? I'm always in the grocery stores because I do bake as well. So as I'm going off to, you know, self-checkout, getting out the store or whatever, another woman taps me on my shoulder. I turn around and it's an older black woman, and she says, did you say something to my daughter? And me being a woman, you know, especially a woman of integrity, I say, yes, I'm sorry. You know, I get to apologizing because, you know, if I did something wrong, I'm going to own up to it. That's just how I am. So she says, no. She says, ma'am, she said, thank you for what you said to her. She says she struggles with low self-esteem due to her because she's dark skinned. She struggles with her complexion. She struggles with issues with her complexion, right? And so when she told me that, the mother in me kind of activated, and I kind of walked past mom and I looked that baby in the eyes and I lifted her chin and I made sure me and her locked eyes. And I said, you don't never lower your head again. And I began to speak life into her. And as the tears got to rolling down her eyes, the tears got to rolling down mine. And I made sure she remembered her value. And I told her, I said, you know, because I'm not dark skinned, but I do come from the womb of a dark skinned woman. I get my complexion, y'all, from my father. My father is the same complexion as Will Smith. My mother is the same complexion as India Arie, right? And all. So, my love for dark skin, it really comes from my mother and my aunts. You know what I'm saying? Because my mother and my aunts, I didn't realize growing up that dark skinned women, some of them suffer and deal with low self-esteem. I didn't realize that growing up, because the dark skinned women that I was around growing up, they had a lot of confidence. They had, like my mom, y'all, my mom had my daddy wrapped around her finger, had this nigga buying her houses and cars. You know what I'm saying? My mom worked only because she wanted to work. My dad used to be notorious around the city and state where I grew up in for pulling my mom off of jobs. It's old nurses that I used to work with in the hospital who had been on their jobs 30, 40 years. Used to come back and tell me, oh, you so-and-so's daughter? Oh, your daddy so-and-so used to come up here and get your mom and pull her off of jobs. He did not want my mom working. He didn't want her working, you know? And so, like, to come from a woman like that who has such high confidence, I had a lot of love. Like, every time I see dark-skinned people, I kind of associate it, and I see my mom, and I see where I come from. You know what I'm saying? It's a sense of pride where I see that. So, forgive me, my dark-skinned brothers and sisters, because I don't see what y'all see when y'all see y'all skin as ugly or less than. I don't be seeing that. I see luscious. I see beautiful. I see shimmering. And that's not me motherfucking pandering. That's me being honest. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that young girl, I made sure to leave her in that moment with them words of life. And I had to break it off. I was tempted to get her and her mom's number, but then again, it's something in me that don't like to do that. I like to just bless people and leave people in their shine. I don't want to interrupt your life. You know what I'm saying? I just want to bless you, leave you in your shine, go back and live my life, right? So as I walked away, because I was tempted to get their information and keep in contact with them, I had to turn and walk away quick, though, y'all, because, like I said, the mother in me activated when I began speaking life into that young lady. And one thing that I've always tried to do, which I believe is toxic now, because your kids need to know that parents cry too. But I didn't want that young lady seeing me cry. So I hurried up and turned around, and I got to really pushing my cart fast and getting up out that store, because I just did not want that baby to see me crying. Okay. So I hate that, you know, I made this video so long. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about going on my little spiel, you know, but Hopefully y'all enjoy the content. Please comment below. Email me if you have any questions or concerns about anything. This is Candace Yvette. I'm signing off. Y'all be safe, be alert, and be aware.